Last week I passed my CompTIA Network Plus exam with a score of 783, and in this video I'm going to discuss my exam preparation, my test day experience, and what's next now that I have the CompTIA Trifecta. If you've been here for a bit or if you've seen the first video that I posted, I just want to provide full transparency. I did not follow that study plan that ChatGPT gave me. Unfortunately, during the month of January and February, I had to travel for work. I had a major life event and taking the test just got put on the back burner for a bit. On February 24th, I scheduled my exam for March 28th, and that gave me about 4.5 weeks to prep. And I still am a firm believer in booking the exam first before you're ready, because you can always reschedule up to 24 hours prior to the test date. Getting it on the calendar is step one. We'll start with furthest out from the exam date, and as we get closer to the date, I'll show you how my study and how my preparation changed from there. So at the beginning, the first thing that I did, as always, is I just watched Professor Messer's YouTube playlist on Network Plus, and I just watched that start to finish. I didn't focus too much on taking notes. I just wanted to get exposed to the material, see what the test was on, because I really enjoy how he breaks up his videos by exam objective. That just kind of works with my learning style. Some people don't like Professor Messer. I'm personally a big fan. I've used his resources for A+, Security Plus, and now Network Plus. And in addition to the videos, I also purchased his course notes, and this was just another resource for those days where I did not feel like sitting through another video. And I can also, annotate and put my own spin on his notes and the information he provides in his videos. About 2 weeks out from my exam, I took 4 practice tests. My work gives me access to O'Reilly Learning, which is a great resource. And on there were actually Pearson VUE practice exams for Network Plus. And those 4 tests, I scored anywhere from 720 to 750. And it just gave me some areas where I can improve upon and focus my studies a little bit more leading up to the test. So about 10 days out from the test, I printed out the exam objectives, which I should have done a lot sooner. And from there, without referencing my notes, I went through them and I tried to write information on what I knew already. Now it just gave me a little more insight to my preparation. So I was struggling hard on CIDR, notation, subnetting, the 802.11 standards, and just memorizing the port numbers. And that's real basic stuff. My current role is a technical support specialist for the government, and that gives me a lot of hands-on work with troubleshooting. However, actually designing these networks and using the CIDR notation and routing tables and stuff like that, it was still pretty foreign to me. So I kind of knew that I was going to struggle in those areas, but going through the exam objectives one by one just solidified that and gave me more reason to focus on those areas a little bit more. 3 days before the test, I took Andrew Romdial's practice test on YouTube, his Net Plus practice exam. And I cannot recommend this enough. This was super valuable to me. I scored a 79 out of 100. And after the video, he himself says that if you score around an 80, you're more than prepared for the test. And I think that I'm proof that a 79 out of 100 correlated to a 783 on test date. And I actually had a few questions like his on the actual test that I took, because if you're unfamiliar with his page, he will take the CompTIA test, immediately brain dump what he was exposed to, stuff like that, and then he kind of formulates his own exam that's similar to that. And I think that his stuff, his cram session really helped me out, and I cannot recommend that enough. I have it linked in the description below. Please go give that a watch if you're taking the test. So test day finally arrives, and my game plan was the same as always. Flag the PBQs, get straight to the multiple choice to get some confidence and get the ball rolling, and give myself enough time to go through those PBQs. And my exam was 76 total questions with 6 PBQs, which was 3 more PBQs than my Security Plus. And to be honest, these PBQs were tough. Thankfully, I gave myself enough time, because to get through those 6, it took me about a half hour. Now I can't tell you exactly what was on the test, but some things that I would recommend preparing for is definitely routing tables, VLANs, trunk tagging. I had a network topology question, so knowing which device goes where in regards to a network setup, where the firewall goes in relation to the switch, in relation to the router, stuff like that. And honestly, Andrew R's Network Plus cram video, it was spot on with his exam experience and mine. So I would once again reference that. I have that also linked in the description. Go check that out. So yeah, like I said, I finished with a 783, which was my best score out of the 3 tests that I've taken so far. And now that I'm done with the trifecta, I was unaware, but it gives me access to, or it gives me the designation of a CompTIA Secure Infrastructure Specialist. So that's something you can put in your resume, add to your LinkedIn. Point where I'm trying to decide, what niche I want to pursue moving forward. But for now, I'm just going to take a break from CompTIA stuff. And I have some interest in cloud computing, so I'm going to learn that casually. I'm thinking of maybe getting AWS cert of some sort. So if you have any words of advice or recommendations, please let me know below. I'm still fairly new in my IT career, and that's all I have. I just wanted to provide a follow-up to the first video I posted on this channel. If you plan on taking the test, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that this video helped you a little bit. And I will have all of my references listed below in the description. And with that, good luck, and I'll catch you in the next one.